Hello and welcome to session 43 of Dreamers of Kiriak. We have a party. They have arrived at Casino Town, and they did, I won't say unfortunate things, because they did things to people who knew the risks of the job they were doing. So, there's a certain extent to which you really can't blame them for anything that happened. But our party encountered 3 people who were waiting for them to come, and then they tried to very ordinarily sneak away. And Himrin did a lot of flying after them and a lot of hiding under the bed. And after a series of events, the party sat around and waited while Ashit turned into a bird and then flew north, while something unspeakable happened to the 3 people who were spying on them, and they all turned into balloons and a chair. A single chair. But multiple balloons.
Cooked something unspeakable.
Yes, involving skeletal fish, I believe. And the first of the 3 people that was caught talked about a bell that was in the Monster Hunter's office, which is apparently located next to the casino. And I believe we ended with people just kind of staring at the Monster Hunter's office, deciding what was going to happen next. Am I missing anything important? Ashit did see a giant cloud eye monster surrounded by giant wasted forest, and apparently there were meteors that had come down. I got a piece of paper.
I think we were discussing.
I thought y'all had gone into the office. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, I think we were lightly discussing whether we should try to sneak into the office and get to the bell first, or just full on assault, dash our way in there, and if they show up, then they show up. I think we were leaning towards the latter, but might just be my memory.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I believe you were going to ring the bell and they were going to show up and expect the other guys, and you were going to say, aha, but it's us.
And then punch.
And then punch, yeah.
The plan is violence.
It's a pretty good plan.
A good plan.
It's
Or
pretty
we could
consistent plan.
throw the bell into the door. They teleport into the door with the demons.
It's also a pretty good plan.
If there's any teleporting going on.
Yeah, there had been talk about booby trapping wherever they were going to come from.
You don't know if they're going to come from the bell, go to the room with the bell.
Well, that's the problem.
That's why we gotta beat up whoever's there, Matt. Hey, how's this bell work?
So are you just gonna mash your way through the door to make sure that they know we're here?
I mean, it's an office. We can't, it's not a complex we can stealth through.
Are we going to ignore the fact that Taylor just, took out 10 dice?
I mean, I'm going to take out a lot more. I'm just not done yet.
Okay.
You just assume he's going to take out large numbers of dice.
Oh, cool. Different color.
I'm gonna horse trot through the doorway.
Okay. So you do your standard horse trot through the doorway, creating a horse and 9 shaped hole, as is tradition.
Try to identify how many people are here.
There's 1 person sitting at a desk,
Great.
asleep.
Not anymore.
They're waking up at the moment, but they were asleep. They seem to just be a pretty ordinary looking human dude with a little hat that says clerk on it. It's got a little piece of paper just kind of stuck to the front of the
Do
hat.
they have to fill out paperwork all over again?
This is,
When do you find the bell?
unsurprisingly, this is almost exactly like any other Monster Hunter office that you would have seen previously. They're made according to a pretty standard blueprint. So I think all of you would know your way around so long as you can remember. I mean, I guess Himrin wasn't part of the previous infiltrations, we'll say, of the offices, and I don't think you ever would have. Everybody else should be able to.
So are you a monster hunter or not?
I was never.
No, I'm traveling fisher.
You really
Oshit
shouldn't
was
join us.
outside
'cause
dealing with the
you
consequences
get to
of
fill out
9's
paperwork
actions, I believe.
when you come here, detailing what you killed,
Mm-hmm.
and then they give you money.
Oh, quite interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I tend to, unless it's a really special fish, I tend to do a lot of catch and release, of course. But I suppose I could document the most rare catches.
Oh my God! Find the bell.
Yeah. What he's a.
So the clerk sees you guys. He looks terrified. He
I
then
bear
visibly
down on the clerk. With
he tries
force.
to compose himself as you're bearing down on him. He ducks behind the heavy hardwood desk with just his nose poking out. What can I do for you?
Oh yes. There's a bell here.
What? What do you mean?
Well, you're talking
I-
about
the-
the bell
see,
have the
he-
papers
normally-
to...
I'm here. You don't need to ring the bell. There's a little bell that says ring if.
I was going to ask
Sorry.
about that. Okay. It's not the bell then.
I mean that's the bell right there. He says, looking very shiftily.
What if
Don't
that's the bell?
Ring it. Step away from the bell, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, step away. Thank
Okay.
you. Very good.
So we already
Hold on,
know
I get
this.
it. Okay.
Did anybody think to ask these people what the bell looks like?
A bell.
No.
Yeah, that's the bell.
I believe one of them said it had the thing inside that it rings, so it's like an actual, like you shake it.
This is a little like hotel bell, so this does not look like that.
Yeah, that's not the bell. There's a bell that you ring to
Ding.
inform.
He begins to sweat.
Oh, what have you done?
a
You're lucky.
Probably
a
fine.
very fateful ringing sound passes through the room. Nothing happens. It's fine. I'm here. You don't need to ring the bell.
Why are you like this?
It's fine.
Sweat is dripping from the tip of his nose and pooling underneath his nose. Though.
I'm going to start killing you, and I'm only going to stop when you tell me what I want to know.
It's in the back. It's I got the key.
Why are you trying to kill him? He's the one who pays us.
Shut up. Listen.
He immediately, regardless of what you say next, he's gonna pull the key out from his pocket and he's gonna turn around and he's gonna try to unlock the door. His hands are shaking so much that he can't actually get the key in the lock, and the sweat is just increasing so much he's gonna die of dehydration at any moment here, certainly.
That's fine. So it's gonna alert them that we're here. Do you have any idea what happens next?
I don't know, man. I'm just making a paycheck. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Some technicals on how it works would be
Oh,
nice.
thank the saints, he says as he finally accidentally gets the key in the lock. And he cranks on it and unlocks the door and throws it open. He just kind of collapses beside the door. It's in there.
We're
Just leave me out of it.
were the Saints good with us or were they bad? I
No,
can't
we
remember.
hate them.
Okay, cool. So don't say that ever again.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll be on our way.
Yeah, you can go
He
now.
scurries away like a crab.
How did he get this job?
He's a desk clerk. He wasn't like a fighter.
His job was probably literally just to wait for one of the three guys to come in and just open the door for him.
How did he handle the stress of an interview?
I mean, an interview was probably
He
a lot
just walked
easier.
through the door.
What?
That's a little more stressful than I mean, I don't know. The Monster Hunters may have a pretty stressful interview process.
I'm like 7 feet tall, covered in armor, and I just horsed through the door at him while he was asleep.
How tall is Horse and how tall are these doorways?
He busts the doorway every time he comes in.
He also busted the frame above the
Oh,
door.
okay.
Certainly, this door was not meant to accommodate Horse and
That's why
9
he's
silhouette.
brain damaged. He keeps hitting his head.
We also duck down as if we're trying to go through the door, but with not nearly enough effort to not just smash
You
it.
have a
Just
crest on the
kinda
top of your head that makes it unfortunately difficult. The room that's beyond just looks like an office room. You can see there's a desk through the doorway, and you can see there is a bell on like a frame on the desk. So we got a desk here. We got a little.
Where is the money normally at that they pay us out of, assuming these things are all set up the same way?
There would be not this room,
Yeah.
but in the basement there'd be a safe that has like larger amounts of money, and then he'd have a smaller amount of money behind the desk. And then, as you guys would know, because of turning in all of your paperwork previously, sometimes they just run down to the bank and withdraw more when you have way more paperwork than they were expecting.
That'll be our stake for gambling later.
Yes, I see.
Do go ahead and rob
Don't let
these
me forget
people.
to grab all that before we go.
I have an excellent memory, don't you?
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, that appears to be it. So, do we want to try and silence the thing, or do we want to bring it and fight whatever comes out? If that even happens.
If they teleport to it, if we took it and we muffled it, can we summon the giant thing?
But we don't have any souls.
You know how many souls?
I do have the whistle.
Do we have to kill something?
Uh,
'Cause I'm thinking if we give it to him, or put it in him,
put what in him?
the bell.
Put the bell in him?
Yeah.
I
Just
don't know.
like drop it off like luggage, and that way if it rings, if they're teleporting to it as a physical thing,
This is
then they'll just teleport inside the giant.
this is an assumption.
Oh, the
of-
giant!
Yeah.
You were pointing at Pimran.
No, I'm not gonna put it in Pimran, for God's sake, it won't fit.
Oh my
It is
god.
a very large bell.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work very well.
I don't think we should do that to the giant. I don't think he'd appreciate
Well,
it much.
I don't think the giant would be inhospitable to them and probably just let them go immediately. But you saw what happened when we dropped them in your magic hole. I think
Well, this is true.
teleporting into meat balloonism is probably much worse.
We could ring the bell and just drop it through the portal.
How much room is in here for people to teleport in?
Smaller than this real world room. There's like some bookcases, and there's a desk, and there's a chair, and there's a bell on the desk.
We don't have any idea where they're going to come into and how. They may not teleport to the bell.
They may not at all. Yeah,
Just when the bell rings, they may teleport to a specific location in this building.
we don't know that teleportation is involved in any way. Entirely speaking.
They may
But
not
it could
teleport
be,
home.
and if it is, that would be real fun.
I don't think there's enough room in here for them to teleport the number of people that they would send after us, so it's probably just an alert. We should just disable the bell for now and rob
What
this
if-
place of every coin.
What if we ring the bell and they're just waiting and they need to cast a powerful curse on us when we're here, but they need to know that we're here first.
What if we ring the bell and then like hide in a closet and they all come in and they're like, oh shit, the bell's broken. You can't use this. And then the whole plan is just void.
The things that are being
There is a
said are
closet.
getting
It's not
dumber.
large enough for a horse.
I'm down to ring it and see what happens.
They'll come in, there's just a horse.
Even if it just lets them know we're here and that's it, I mean, that's just common courtesy. They should know we're coming.
That's
it'll be
fair.
much easier for
Yeah,
us to
clearly
move
they're
on.
expecting us if these people are watching for us. And there's no guaranteeing that they're the only group that was watching for us. Or that there's only one bell.
That's a
The
good
hell,
point.
we just go ring the bell.
I'm in favor of ringing the bell.
Just while we're standing here.
Yes.
No preparations, no
No.
hole in the ground.
I've got the key. Why do I need to open it now?
Yeah.
You're likely to fall through.
Somebody would likely fall through if you opened it right now. Everybody's kind of crammed in here.
It could be entertaining watching him fall through.
We have an illustration that shows that you could just horse balloon away, though.
Okay. Ring the bell, no
they
preparation
teleport-
whatsoever.
Or,
In with
I
my
mean, they're
gun.
already dead. So they can't ring the bell, so if we just ignore the bell,
Is
it
Asha-
never gets rung, and we go on about our business.
Yeah, let's just pull the ringer out of it and leave. We've got bigger things to do.
Is Ashit ringing the bell?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, we could just take the thing out.
I think we had 2 votes for and 2 votes against. We want to rock, paper, scissors for it.
I just go pull the thing out of the bell.
Darn, he's so fast.
This will be where his metal gauntlet hits the bell while he's trying to do
Can you
this
give
and
me
rings the
sleight
bell.
of hand, please, to carefully extricate it without ringing it with your big meaty hands?
Well, they're big and meaty.
It's twice the size of a desk lamp.
4.
Yep.
Well, you ring the bell. There's a
Could you not see that was just going to happen?
there's a single peal of sound that then echoes and grows louder and louder 5 times, and then it just stops.
Oh,
Okay?
that was a weird sound.
You may as well just hit it with your damn sword.
Did you guys hear 4 times or 5 times?
I wasn't counting.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter.
I don't see anyone.
You do not see anyone. Nothing seems to happen.
Well, hell.
Maybe you should try ringing it again.
You want to try dismantling the bell again? And fail it?
I want to just like crush it like a beer can.
You can do that. It's a actually very cheap build quality
If you
bell.
could do that, why didn't you do that?
Build
to
quality,
begin
if you will.
Wait, I just have. What if they set all this up just to distract us so we weren't actually moving towards them this whole time? Whoa.
with? So they're
They
going to
knew
go
we would
looking
go
for the
for it.
money. Because
You can find
But-
some money immediately behind the desk. You find
those tokens are not going to go very far.
3 pieces of gold,
Wow.
and you find 51 pieces of
Oh
silver.
yeah, Slayer, don't forget to take that.
Yes, Solaire, don't forget to take the money. I know you're very forgetful. The clerk isn't still around, is he?
No, he ran away a long time ago.
That's fine.
And you can, you would know where the safe in the basement is. You can go and you find the safe. It's a pretty thick metal safe with a fancy little combination lock on it.
You said thick, and I immediately imagined it had giant metal booty cheeks.
Well, I knew you'd think that.
Wow.
I could have chosen a different word, and I chose not to because I was too lazy, and this is the consequences of my actions.
Perhaps we underestimated that clerk and he led us to a decoy bell. Just saying.
I mean, it was a pretty weird bell.
But you found 2 bells in here so far. What are the odds of there not being a third?
That's true, and we've run both of them now.
That is also true.
But I feel like usually magic things you can't just like. But I don't know.
I'm gonna go crush the tiny bell.
You can crush the tiny bell. It's of higher quality than the other bell was.
Does it make just the briefest ring right before
It
it gets
does.
immediately flattened?
Perfectly cut rings.
Perfect.
He has a vendetta against all bells now.
Actually, do you have anything to open this stupid safe up, or do I gotta start playing with this lock?
Go ahead and play with the lock. I don't want nothing.
Guess I can play with the lock.
Right, this is not a lock that you can use lock picks on, but you can. I'll say you have not expertise. You have proficiency in decoding it. Your familiarity with locking mechanisms. So please give me dexterity with proficiency.
That's not going to do much. So 6 plus 5 plus what the hell proficiency is these days. 15.
You are not able to quickly get the lock open. You think if you spend more time with it, you could probably get the thing apart, but you're usually not interacting with
Yeah.
this kind of lock. You don't have a ton of practice with it.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll have to spend the time then. It's not like we're doing anything.
Once again, we've walked in and taken over somebody's office.
Do you think if you had maybe an hour, maybe a bit less of time, you could get it open? Would you like to spend that time?
We're waiting for the ambush.
While he does that, I would like to check every other room in this building for more bells, just in case that was
Okay.
And if you see anything that looks like a combination,
Yes. I will check all of their whiteboards and sticky notes.
it's
for
probably right in
combinations.
his desk, because he doesn't look like the sort to remember much.
I'll make sure to check
I'm
there.
gonna come back with like
Pickering, can you
37
give me
bells.
investigation, please? Would the
Investigation.
2 of you like to do anything?
The guy that took over it
What's the graph?
took it upon himself to lead his new monster hunters.
Yeah.
So you need a badge.
What? That won't be a monster hunter.
Pimrin's method of investigating is to walk down the hallway, opening all of the doors, and then fly down it, glancing back and forth. Because I
He's
rolled a
saving a lot of
2,
time.
totally.
Oh no! You don't find anything you're looking for. You find a bell and then realize that was already one of the ones that Nine
Oh, yeah,
crushed.
It's kind of broken already.
Did you find it?
I don't think so. No. Unless they made another bell exactly like the one 9 crushed, which is kind of uncanny, actually.
Imran does find what he's sure is the combination, but it turns out after some back and forth to actually just be an accounting ledger.
A whole ledger.
Yes,
Yes.
but it had
It's very complicated.
It had a combination of numbers like right there. So
Yeah.
obviously that's what it was.
Well, the numbers.
Stephanie.
Did he have like some sort of like a distinctive helmet or piece of armor
It's a.
that I would?
He was wearing some pretty fancy armor. Yes.
Can I locate object on a piece of that?
Probably. I think so, right? How familiar do you have to have been with the object? Do you have to have touched it before?
It just says that is familiar to you. Like if he had something particularly distinctive that I would remember.
He was wearing the same kind of armor as everybody else was. This is the first time you saw. I don't really know what the is familiar to you
Had he
is. I
taken
feel like
anything
that's
from us?
intended to be a. Did he take anything from you? Because that would definitely apply.
Oh, no, nobody would let me fill the paperwork out. Somebody had to scare the hell out of him before I could get my paperwork with him.
I don't think having seen
Bureaucracy.
his armor for like 2 minutes counts as it being familiar to you. If you haven't
Yeah, not
even
if it
touched
looked the same as everybody else's.
It looked the same as the other guys who were on the snake dragon.
I thought maybe if he had taken something from us. Because
I almost feel like he did, but I can't remember now.
Were we talking about the clerk?
I know
The,
I didn't give him anything.
Yeah, the clerk who ended up becoming the head of the new monster hunters.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, you're
Okay.
talking about that guy.
Yeah.
I see.
He's got that purple skull.
He does have the purple skull. Did Ashit ever touch the purple skull? I know Nine was like obsessed with it. I don't remember if anybody else
Is
did
it-
anything with it.
Unique enough for me to like say, hey.
You know,
purple skull
I'm
that
gonna
I
say
remember
it was.
distinctly.
I'm gonna say a magical glowing purple crystal
It's
skull
not something you see often.
is something that you don't really like. Once you see that thing, you're not gonna forget about it. I'm gonna say that is distinctive enough, and that you all were paying enough attention to it when it was in your vicinity that you feel like you can probably locate it. It might be harder than if he like actually had an object of yours, but so you can certainly give it a try.
I'm giving it a try, see if it's within 1,000 feet of us.
It's not within 1,000 feet of you.
Perfect, that's a wasted spell slot.
I could have cleared that right up just
Well,
by
yeah.
reading
But now
the
you
spell
know that
description.
they're not within 1,000 feet of us.
Yes.
Okay.
At least he's not. Like, he
At
could
least that object is not.
be, he could
Yes.
be dead by now.
He's probably dead.
He could have put it down somewhere.
Maybe it was never there to begin with.
Mm.
The real magic skull-stealing skull was inside us all along.
Inside our heads.
I don't know what my
Maybe
skull
the real
looks
skull
like.
was the friends we made along the
Pimrin shows up, out of breath. Guys, I did a couple laps around the building. They're not here, I'm pretty sure. There's nobody here.
Okay.
Don't you fly like with boots or something?
Yeah, I still have to
Why are
run.
you
I
out of
run.
breath?
The wings are on my feet.
You gotta flap your feet real
Yeah,
quick,
exactly.
which is just running.
Yeah. Basically.
It's a beautiful sight to behold.
Every step, I just get a little cushion of air under my foot, and I have to actually run up there.
Do they have a break room? I'm
Yes.
stealing lunches.
Well, they are employing one guy at the moment.
What a day.
His bread, cheese, and onion are sitting on the table.
Not anymore.
You eat his bread, cheese, and onion. It's
It's
Yeah,
what
it's
I've
not
been doing
bad.
while they're digging
That'll do
around.
wonders for his breath.
Mm.
so you gain 1d4 temporary HP.
I have poison breath. I'm not really worried that
You gotta
Oh
love,
yes, it is poison.
the onion is going to be the tipping point.
You gotta love especially cheese that's just been sitting out for a while.
Getting sweaty.
Yeah.
I had worse at the buffet.
Yeah,
Hey, the buffet in the casino's good.
they had a lot of pudding.
Except for their seafood, yeah.
Apparently. it's pretty hard for any seafood to be up to Skimrin standards. After about 45 minutes have passed, Salir can break the code and can open the safe.
What's that?
Which has the benefit, I suppose, of, it's still perfectly functioning and you can use it in the future if you feel like it. Maybe just don't put things in there you don't want the monster hunters to find, because they probably know the combination.
Sig where?
Inside, all my dice are locked into place.
I don't know what it means specifically in this edition.
You find 19 pieces of gold. You find 55 pieces of silver.
These assholes couldn't have paid us if they wanted to.
Well, now at least we can eat lunch.
Did you have a rules question, Stephanie?
Does creatures include people?
No.
Creatures includes people.
Yes.
Yeah, creatures are like NPCs and players. To be very vague about it, it's living things and also
And
constructs.
also dead things.
It's stuff with HP.
Yeah, there we go.
Which in another RPG could also include battleships, but not.
Things that
Items
are
also have
objects.
HP in this game, so
True.
Well, yes, because dump boats have HP.
things
or
that can
something
leave
similar.
corpses, or are corpses. No, things that can
Or
leave
war
corpses.
corpses.
There are tables for estimating the hit points. not
Shit
cost
in the
of
monster
any
manual.
objects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anywhere.
I found the corpse of the bell.
That is not a bell corpse. That is just a bell. That is the remnant
Apparently
of the
they're
bell.
not coming.
Well, they know we're coming.
Well, they never here.
That's true.
They
That's-
don't know
that's
it's
more
us
accurate.
rang the
Well,
bell
they know someone rang the
necessarily.
bell.
Ooh, well, they're supposed to pay these people, right? Within 24 hours.
Something like that, yeah.
What, are you gonna
So if
drag
we-
them here?
No, if we just wait for them to come drop the money off, then we can
We take them out.
catch or kill
Oh,
whoever it is,
yeah,
and
right, yeah.
we can get the money.
We could pretend,
It's
we could
probably
disguise
that-
ourselves, pretend to be them, and just get the money.
It's probably the same clerk you just terrified.
Why would they wait 24 hours if the clerk was here
Yeah.
when they came around?
See, there is also the possibility, because they may not know what they were getting paid, that the money we just took, because the money that they were going to get paid.
That's a possibility, yeah.
I mean, we're used to dealing in larger quantities of money than
The 24 hours
People.
is still suspicious, though, because the clerk could just give them the money if they came here and it was like, oh,
Well,
they're
that's
here.
true.
Why would they even need to ring the bell if the clerk was here to ring the bell for? This is all just very suspicious.
Well, that is true.
I could just tell the clerk, like, they're here.
You don't suppose he was lying to us.
Well, all three of them had the same story, so unless they made up a spare story ahead of time that was not the real story, just in case somebody interrogated them with that method,
Well, in case somebody was hiding under the bed.
Well, they
in
weren't.
case someone was hiding under
They
the bed.
weren't monster hunters. How would they know what's behind a locked door in the monster hunter office?
She makes a good point, too. They probably were working for the monster hunters, but we don't know if they were telling the truth or not still.
Maybe they
Well, they
lied. It was
probably
just a
were.
really good guess.
I'm still hung up on the 24 hours, though.
I mean,
Unless that's part of the distraction as well.
We could just
keep
come
us
back
going.
in 24 hours and pick up the money.
That's
they were
true.
probably going to come over in 24 hours and murder them. I don't think they were actually going to pay.
They knew too much.
They have like 100% betrayal record at this point, regardless of who's in charge.
So we did not set a good example for this guy by letting him live. We should just kill him. And we didn't even steal his booze. Well, not all of it.
Stole his lunch.
Yeah.
That's kind of unforgivable.
Hey man, I stole his lunch. I don't know what else I can do to the poor guy.
No. I'm talking about the guy with the purple skull, the one that we let live in the town hall while you were
Oh, yeah.
busy
He's-
getting fireballed from the ceiling.
I would say you stole his beer, but you kind of like turned his life around. I feel like you did much better for him than you did harm in the long run.
And then he dicked us up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd think he'd be more grateful.
you would think so.
But the way I see it, we've got a couple options here, right? We can wait 24 hours, see what happens. Maybe nothing, maybe something. Maybe we get some money, maybe we beat up some bad guys. You know, there's some options there. Some possibilities. Or we just leave right now and assume that if part of their force is coming here, then we'll skirt around them, avoid them, and it'll be easier when we get there.
We could always go to the casino, see if we can find my orphans.
Spend 24
Because
hours straight.
I
at
don't
the
think
casino.
that. Well, that we could do that too. I don't think they know my orphans because we didn't bring the orphans to the town clerk's office, and we could set the town. We could set the orphans to watching the monster hunter's office.
The orphans good at fighting? Because they
Well,
can
they're
fight
armed.
monster hunters.
They each have. I
They're
got
literally
a very
children.
nice,
They're orphans.
very nice set of
So
4
that-
matching
Wait.
weapons.
I've been assuming this whole time that was like the code words, the code names for somebody.
Oh no, we bought orphans.
I see.
They buy an enslaved.
No,
and kill
Not a
them.
lot
me
more
rephrase
orphans than
that,
are left.
okay. We didn't buy them per se as much as we rented their services and paid for some sort of
We
insurance
rescued them.
where if we don't bring them back,
Right.
we weren't responsible for them or
Right,
something.
right,
I forget.
right.
I don't know. Asha was doing most of the talking because Asha was buying like 2 dozen.
Asha is very skilled at
What-
dealing with orphan
what-
purchases.
what-
I only bought 2.
They like child
Mine were also older than Asha's.
Were you planning to like fatten them and eat them? That sounds like a witchy thing to do, right? With the
Oh,
orphans.
God.
Why do you need 2 dozen orphans?
She
They were
poisoned
on
several
sale.
to death.
They
Well,
weren't
they
on
were.
sale. They literally weren't for sale.
She got a deal.
I got a hell of a deal.
I guess so.
I mean, they had to go, to another place to go get the extra orphans because she bought so many.
Like he said, you could rent them for much cheaper than buying them,
Did
but
you-
you don't have to actually return them.
Oh, I see.
You just had to pay this one-time
the
fee.
one time.
The elites don't want you to know
Did you
this.
take their entire stock?
Yeah,
Plus some. They had to go get some from another
I
location.
rescued an entire town full of orphans.
At a certain
Well,
point, you could have just
you know.
probably purchased their establishment.
I tried that. They wouldn't
There
let
was
me.
that unfortunate cooking incident, so I don't know if rescuing all of them.
There were a lot of drugs involved, to be fair. Nobody was really thinking straight at that time.
If people can buy
Tried
a
to
dog
feed
from the
them. Don't
pound
eat,
and say they're
don't eat
rescuing
Asha's
it,
cooking.
Oh, I can cook my own food.
Yeah,
it's alright.
don't eat Asha's cooking.
Anyway, we should just leave and go kill the cloud thing.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
he's still
thinking.
here.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of eyes, it sounded like. I don't like that.
How are we going to kill something
The
that's a
more,
cloud?
the more eyes something
Well,
has,
he
the
can
less I trust it.
fly.
Right, but what are you going to hit a cloud with? Your sword's going to go right through.
Not my
As
sword.
Imran failed to catch sea creatures with many eyes, and now he
They had eyeballs.
realizes
Sword's
he
not
cannot
gonna kill it.
understand
My
their
sword's not-
psychology in the same way as
It must
proper
be.
fish.
It
So,
must
so
be.
how are you proposing we kill a cloud?
Stab it in the eye.
Yeah,
Eyes.
insects have lots of eyes, and they're just like the sea creatures of the air, so.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Clouds don't usually have eyes. I imagine it's much more solid than the rest of the cloud.
Yeah, just poke it in the eye. That seems to work pretty well in most fights.
We'll just have him fly directly into it.
Can you just
Into
horse
the eye of
into
the
it and just
storm
leave a big
first.
horse hole?
If it flies low enough.
No, last time we flew into a large, cloudy structure, it actually turned out pretty okay for us, just saying.
Was the cloud on the ground or was it
Well,
in the atmosphere?
from the distance that it wasn't up in the sky. It was maybe hovering over the ground, but it's really hard to tell where vapor and clouds are concerned when you're a little bird that's all the way over there, and it's over there.
I was kind of picturing it just standing on the ground, like a big.
It was more or less
Cloud
standing on the ground. It wasn't a gajillion feet in the sky. It wasn't oh look, there's some clouds and that one's got some eyes. It was there's a big old cloud who's making its way through the forest.
Yeah, we should
Ever shot a
probably.
cloud with a gun? Because you won't know it won't work until you try it.
We could just go shoot the cloud with guns.
Yeah.
That's how you stop tornadoes.
Exactly.
No, you gotta drop nukes in them.
Get the
It's
hell off my
completely different.
property!
So if we're leaving here, why did we bother ringing the bell?
To see
I
what
want to see
happened.
what would happen.
Oh.
On the off chance that they would
You
bring
had
us,
nothing better to do.
If it tells.
entertainment and or money.
If it teleported the guy who betrayed us into this room so I could kill him, that would have
Yeah.
been very good.
Oh, okay.
And if they know we're coming, they know we're coming. Whatever.
They're probably dead.
Well, this is true. I mean, he wasn't much of a talent.
Plus, it sounds like that thing's coming here, so if you want your casino to still be alive, we should probably hit it before it gets here.
I do
Hadn't
wanna
the
say
monster
that
hunters
to
gone to
say-
kill
He wants to
Cloud?
hit the casino.
That's what everybody in town seems to think.
Okay.
Maybe it's the
That
same
would be a good
force
place
that
to
was
run.
gonna come get us. Maybe they just overestimated their ability to kill
True.
the Cloud, and they just all died.
That does sound like something they
I
would
can
do.
interrogate their
That
shit
is
while-
exactly what I said was going to happen before they
Well,
sent
this
us
is
to
true.
space.
Cat's trying to eat your Cheetos.
Yeah, Cheetos. You can't have Cheetos.
Oh, the face.
The ostriches. Do you have something you could like
Or
make
he's
an
trying to
ostrich
eat your
army?
character sheet.
An ostrich army?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's the CR of an ostrich?
Right. Before we leave
It's-
town, I do want to see these ostriches.
I don't think they're real.
I will look up the CR of an ostrich just for the sake of it.
Because that might be helpful.
I can
just
create
wanna
up
see
to 8
ostriches
ostriches.
run in a casino. That sounds like quite a sight.
That was
From
the
the-
I
dream
wasn't so much
world.
thinking
Well,
you
from
create the
the-
ostriches. I was wondering if you could, like,
Tame the ostriches?
The Pathfinder standard rules document does have ostrich stats. We should be playing Pathfinder, I feel like. It is a
That's
huge.
sneaky.
well, there was a lot of ostriches in the casino.
Maybe like a
It
blood
is
beak.
CR1.
Oh.
Do you
It
have
has
something you
13
could, like,
AC,
get them to follow
13
you?
HP, 60 move speed.
Nice.
It's a pretty
They're
jacked
probably
bird.
orphans.
You can hide in plain sight as a bush or shrub by crouching down and concealing its heads and legs.
Pathfinder is full of shit.
The ostrich just kind of
Yes!
scrunches up.
Wow.
I know
Treasure none.
Why aren't we playing Pathfinder?
because
An
Pathfinder
ostrich
is
can be taken as an animal companion by a druid. But it starts as small because you get a baby ostrich.
fucking
I
hate
want
Pathfinder.
one.
Well, there's like a whole bunch of ostriches in the casino.
They're not real.
I'm gonna take one, man.
Pathfinder.
Let me know if you
they
find a
can,
baby
roll
one.
like a 67 on a
Well,
skill
they've
check.
had,
Yep! And still miss.
And still miss.
but how long have we been gone?
I don't know. Things seem
Several
kind of
months.
funky.
Game that has.
That's gotta be long
You
enough for
spend
an
more
ostrich
time
to lay an egg and
creating
hatch.
your race than you do creating an entire 5e character.
Excellent. Delicious.
There could be baby ostriches by now.
I could charm an ostrich into being my friend.
Whatever
Do you have the Awaken spell?
That's a good spell.
What does that do?
It awakens plants or animals into sentient creatures, sapient creatures, I should say.
Oh boy.
Sounds like I would remember that if I did.
Was it Glim, the gnome I played, had like a pot of awakening to constantly awaken shrubs.
Yes.
To do his bidding. This was great.
How does it feel to have consciousness but be incapable of moving from your pot?
Yes, be incapable of actually speaking.
Poor shrub.
You are now aware of your existence. You cannot scream.
I am shrub. I must rustle.
Their first thought is, God, why?
Fifth level spell.
Oh yeah,
What
so
is-
you're done.
The
You-
wizard answers
What
question.
is-
I thought it would be
Wink.
fun.
That's the plot of so many Forgotten Realms books.
And your campaign.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I can't have that.
Hey, what's the highest spell level that you have access to? Is it 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can, you're a druid, you can just change out your spells every day, so you can get Awakening. Does Awakening last forever, or do you have to cast it a certain number of times before it's permanent? I can't remember.
I don't know. I've never actually read.
That I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's like, it's not like it makes them combat
Right.
capable, so I wouldn't be surprised if you just forever awaken them. You can even awaken the orphans.
It can speak.
Yes.
You can turn a plant into a snitch.
So what are you guys going to do now?
We need to go stab that cloud.
Casino.
Yeah,
God
well,
damn it.
I do want to just a brief pit stop at the casino.
Oh yes, I gotta go check them out.
30 days.
And the ostriches.
Of course.
Congratulations,
Yeah, I just
you
wanna
have
see
30
the-
days to live. Welcome to life.
It gains an intelligence of 10. Can it fathom that?
So intelligence of 10 is normal human intelligence.
Okay.
You have an intelligence of 10
Do I?
in real life. I like that you checked your sheet.
I have an intelligence
I
of
like that
12.
you flipped me off. 10 is literally standard human being.
What makes you think I'm standard?
Okay, 9. What do you want? I can lower it.
Even things as low as like 7 are capable of like regular speech in 5e, I think.
I'm just wondering if it can have an existential crisis.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's like
Cool.
the entire point of the spell.
Well, I can't wait. I'm definitely
I
gonna.
think 6 is the cutoff for like so stupid that like a lot of psychic things just don't
Gotcha.
work anymore. Yeah, like
Well, it has to start out with an
pure-
intelligence
pure
of
instinct.
3 or under.
Gotcha.
Or it just won't work.
I'm pretty sure an ostrich is less than 3.
Its brain is like that. So.
Poor birds. They're not very bright. That's why they're called birds and not bright.
What?
Don't worry about it.
So we're going to the casino.
Yes.
And
For God's sake.
You guys go to the casino.
It's the only
I
place
just
we
want
can
to see
prep for the battle.
Just briefly see the ostriches.
There aren't
well,
ostriches.
they were in the meeting room last time I saw them.
Okay. Were they wearing suits?
What?
They were not wearing
Were they
suits.
like doing
No, they were
ostrich
just
business? Just ostriches, okay. I was trying to picture it.
But a lot of them.
Just ostriches, they're like not even wearing ties or anything. Like,
I want to see an
Just
ostrich with a
me.
sword.
I don't think so.
You don't recall them wearing any clothes, I don't
I
think.
think that's emus that were attacked.
Oh, okay, I see.
They
They're
weren't
fancy.
real.
Yeah,
I saw an
they're
emu
higher on the
today.
pecking order, I
It
see.
had gotten out of its pen and was just kind of running around by the side of the road.
What?
I was driving to work and
I mean-
the emu was just, he was out of his
They're
pen, he was
ferocious
running around.
creatures. They have one war.
Do we have emu?
We have emu farmers. There was a big, supposedly economic bubble thing some years ago, and it isn't as much anymore, but they're still adorable creatures.
Yes, people were farming them for the oil.
Did we not learn from Australia's mistakes?
I guess not.
No one learns anything from Australia.
Are you asking of America learn from Australia's mistakes?
I guess not.
I mean, it was us who sent them the eucalyptus, so, you know, that was...
Mm.
No. Was it the other way around? I can't remember.
Yeah.
No,
Just sending things to places where they're not supposed to be, generally, it doesn't go well.
Yeah. I think it was Australia sent California the eucalyptus, and
Yeah.
that caused
Well, yeah,
tremendous
because
fires.
it's native to Australia because that's what the koalas eat.
Right.
We did not send them the koalas with eucalyptus. Although
So-
they may have sent them them damn giant spiders they have down here.
Right.
That's why we don't have any.
Well, yes.
So you get to the casino, and the admissions butler, he looks at you all, and with tremendous composure, turns and says something to the messenger, who's just kind of sitting on a stool beside him. He says, "We've been expecting your return for quite a while."
You guys spent that much here?
How long? It's quite a. We were here for a while.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I'm not
made
sure
quite an economic impact on our little community.
I'm pretty sure the closest thing to an ostrich is an axe beak, because it is a large bird.
That speaks great.
It has 2 intelligence, and
Yeah,
it
it
just
sounds
sort of
right.
beaks people.
That sounds like an ostrich.
I think if you wanted to make it an ostrich instead of an axe beak, you'd just change its beak from slashing to piercing, and you'd be good to go.
Like bludgeoning.
Its speed.
Bludgeoning and piercing.
I once played a lizard folk who dual-wielded axes and rode an axe beak, and his name was also Axe in Draconic,
That's-
and it was a great
That is amazing.
His name should have been
so
Beak.
much.
That would have been funny too.
That should have been his little brother. He should have been a noble whose follower. Having nobles with followers who are just the family is my favorite 5e thing that has nothing to do with combat. We've been expecting you. We've been keeping your rooms. I mean, well, we haven't been able to put anybody else in your room.
Are the
That
ostriches
wasn't an
still
issue.
here?
I'm sorry. What?
The ostriches, are they still here?
I
You
don't.
wanted to see an ostrich.
I don't know what an ostrich
The
is.
ostriches
Are you new?
weren't
No.
real.
I have traveled a distance farther than you can even comprehend to see these ostriches, and you're telling me you don't have them.
Is that the name of a faction or a business?
No, like the birds, but not the ones that fly. Like
Great,
the really
great big
big
birds.
Yeah, long ones.
They're in the
We,
meeting room.
if you mean chickens, we do have many chickens.
Now, I realize I am quite small in stature, but I do mean like
I turned into an ostrich.
Oh goodness!
yeah, like that.
Like
By the
that.
saints, what is that?
That's an ostrich.
That's not a chicken at all.
No.
No, we
No,
don't
that's
have those.
Whatever
What-
the
what
fuck.
is it?
Clearly you did, because otherwise she wouldn't know how to do that.
Quite a majestic beast. I'll let you know if we see any ostriches.
Where are my children?
The second question.
It
It
sounds
is-
like it's the first question.
he pulls his sleeve back to reveal the sundial strapped to his wrist. He says, probably it's
You're indoors.
probably enjoying the car. There's a skylight right above him. Probably,
That wouldn't help.
probably enjoying cards at the moment.
I saw that on your wrist in the first place. It's just a fucking concept.
Probably playing cards.
It's 3:30. Wait, no. Half past
Well,
5.
at least they're still here.
Calibrate the man by picking him up and turning him. Yes, we've been keeping them. We have been tending to them. We have been giving them care, taking very good care of them. Using, of course,
should hope so.
the credit which you left behind to fund this.
Yes, I was about to say, you must have spent quite a lot here then, if they were just taking care of your kids for this long.
They've been enjoying themselves. They have been learning as many. They've been very eager to learn from all of the craftsmen and tradesmen who we have come in to give entertainment and create new attractions for the patrons. I think they'll be
They're gonna be
wonderful
perfect
business
folk.
people one day.
Anyone teaching to cook?
They've been spending quite a lot of time. We haven't been doing anything which could be interpreted as putting them to work, of course. But if they have expressed interest in learning from our pastry chefs, etc., we have been indulging them.
And they just
Anything
get
to keep them occupied, frankly.
a fish head and cover it in batter.
Perhaps I'll have to sample their work.
Is the guy that made my shitty armor still here?
No. He was operating a scam to buy drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, like, he put a tail on it, but he doesn't have one of those, so, like,
I'm afraid I-
he really didn't know what he was doing.
I know nothing of smithing, so
Well,
I'm afraid
that's
I have
when
no
his
opinion
tail
on the
comes
matter.
in. Fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
he murdered 2 staff as he was escaping. He tripped
wow.
them and they fell into vats of molten metal.
Oh,
Why did he have vats of molten metal?
Well, that's why
he made
we were.
horseshoe.
That's why we were confronting him in the first place. It seemed like a bit of a safety hazard. It turns out he was disposing of the bodies of his former business companions
I
in the
didn't-
vats of molten metal.
I didn't even give him drugs. I just gave
I-
him money.
Your armor might have bodies in it.
I'm afraid I don't know much more about it. I really wasn't part of the process. Probably why I'm still alive at the moment.
last time I was in this town, drugs and money were kind of sort of loosey-goosey.
Oh yeah, we've used drugs as payment.
Yeah. So giving him money
It's a
isn't
default.
really that different here.
I mean, if you ever need a boat and sailors, we probably hook you up.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
We do ask that no drugs are dispensed on the premises.
Oh no, I'm clean. I'm just saying. Last time I
Oh,
was here,
thank
it's
you.
been many years, of course.
Yes, we we certainly aren't accusing anybody here of anything.
Okay.
There
No
have been
drugs.
rumors
Wink.
that we have spent quite a lot of time dissuading that
Did you just say wink?
we
I
lost
said wink.
we lost almost 10% of our staff due to drug-related activities which stemmed from interactions with
Us.
Them.
this lady. But those were, of course, rumors which we have worked hard to dissuade.
Does
We were-
her left arm covered in mushrooms count?
Oliver is covered in mushrooms, but the left one is
So
covered with
long
drugs.
as I can receive your affidavit that you are not bringing drugs on your person, I will certainly accept it as the truth.
It's not.
What
It
about
is.
firearms?
Oh no, those are perfectly okay.
Okay, good. Just check.
Okay. Well, we should go find, unless
If
you want to
you're-
go to the buffet first.
We only
on,
ask
check.
that you quench your firearms if you are going to be elbow to elbow, as it were, with other patrons.
Right. Okay.
They're not literally arms that are on fire.
No,
okay.
We checked on your kids. Can we go stop the evil thing now?
Oh, the monster hunters are taken care of.
No, they're not.
But
Monster
we're
hunters
still
are dead.
alive. But we're still alive.
For
Oh,
now.
aren't you monster
he's got a good
hunters?
point.
I'm not.
Oh, aren't you?
I'm not.
Aren't you monster hunters? The two of you?
I'm a fisher.
He's just a
Oh
monster.
yes. That's
Really
okay, sir.
racist.
He's literally the last monster hunter alive.
No, I think technically he's a monster.
yeah. Both of
I
them
am.
are.
I thought he was
Both
just
of
kind
them.
of freelance.
I don't know why he didn't want to get paid.
He
before,
he
but-
was kind of like ceremonially stuck into the monster hunters by his dad. I think I can't remember the exact details of it, but
Yeah.
like it's a very fashionable thing to be part of if you're part of the mining
I
nobility.
caught some fish that were real monstrous.
Oh,
No
really?
monster.
But we have fish story hour
We should
Ah.
have given you a badge. Well,
twice a week.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that would have been useful.
We could have written your name into. You know, there must be a book someplace.
Yeah, pull out a Sharpie or something. Just
Yeah.
If you would like to swap fish stories, we can accommodate that twice a week.
Oh, we got all kinds of interesting stories. And those shrimp people.
Yeah, that's true. I probably have crabs in my bloodstream.
Oh.
That is an interesting fish story.
We
I
also
have
have
crabs.
clerics. The clerics have. Yeah.
What?
Oh,
They
our
were
clerics
fish
probably
story.
won't be much help if those are the crabs we're speaking of.
Oh no, these were like tiny.
Teeny tiny crabs.
Like,
Yes, I am aware of what crabs are.
But you're growing those too.
like grains of sand. Like you cannot even see them individually.
Yes,
We need
I'm
to
aware of
go.
what crabs are.
These were
Why? If it's coming this way, why do we need to go
you
to
just
it?
wait for it.
It'll
Just why don't
destroy
you
the
enjoy
casino.
yourself?
You don't even like the casino.
Well,
what
no,
do you
we
care?
just go
I'm
outside.
pandering
like,
to your idiotic needs.
all we have to do is go like say
We have a
100
water
yards
slide.
outside the casino. We'll fight it
Speaking
there.
of my needs,
Yeah, I mean,
have you repopulated the gnome dancers yet?
They have unionized,
Oh shit.
and
Against you specifically.
they have written into their clause that they have the
I tip
Um,
well.
they have the right not to be asked to work in the vicinity of you.
Oh, come on.
I'm very sorry. I have nothing to do with this policy. I certainly didn't write off on it, but that is the current policy.
Well, if y'all want to keep talking to this guy, that's fine.
yeah. Well, they didn't have any
I'm-
ostriches.
I'm heading to go find my children.
Were you an ostrich this entire time while you were
Yes.
talking to him?
I made my wishes known with
I
interpretive
mean, really,
dance.
yeah, my disappointment is immeasurable. And
Well, he doesn't
Understandable.
seem to know very much. They may still be here.
They weren't
have you checked?
real.
Have you checked the meeting rooms specifically? Do you go there much?
Which meeting room? You
Yeah,
mean
all
the
of them.
banquet
He
hall?
didn't even know what an ostrich was, so how the hell would he know?
That's a good point.
I have never seen one before.
But how do you
2
check
minutes
the
ago.
meeting room?
I'm sorry, did we determine if the ostriches were wearing
Are
suits?
you going to be staying here? If you
They
are,
could
then I
they
can.
were not
I'm just
wearing
saying,
clothing.
They could be hiding in the meeting room. So if you haven't checked there,
I will send somebody to check the meeting room.
Well, that's okay. We know the way.
It's just the banquet hall, so I hope so.
oh, okay, that sounds different than the meeting room, but that makes sense.
We don't have another meeting room. Yes.
Was that one fake too? Then?
Yes.
If the only ostriches
may
I
have been
ever
the
saw
banquet hall.
were ostriches that were wearing suits, would I then think
No.
that that's what ostriches looked like? And when I turned into an ostrich, I would be wearing a suit.
It's not about your mind's eye.
It's about my eyes.
It's
It's about a magical connection to nature. So, that's a very good question. It's not a very good question, but I'm going to treat it as a very good question.
That's the best
For
kind of
Oshit, that would not be a very good question. That's a perfectly good question for, like, real people. And no, you would not have a suit. You could turn to an ostrich and then put on a suit, though. That's entirely possible. You could even, like, get in, you could, like, kind of wrap the suit around yourself and turn into an ostrich and, like, shrink wrap it around yourself, sort of, in reverse. Grow, expand.
What I'm hearing is we need to track down that Smith again to get you ostrich
I
armor.
don't think he was also a tailor.
No, with ostrich armor.
No, I want a suit.
Oh,
I say in ostrich.
Says shit.
I want to look like that.
Ostrich.
perfect.
Ostrich.
Ostrich.
Honestly,
Is that your new character?
if there's no ostriches here, then I'm ready to head on out and go north.
I still gotta go check on the kids.
Oh, right, yes, you should probably at least say
I don't, the damn thing's coming to me. I still don't understand why the hell we're leaving to go find it. That sounds like a 9 drop.
If you want to check on the kids, they'll just bring you to the kids, who have a giant stack of casino chips in front of them as they are fleecing like 10 successful businessmen out of all of their chips.
How many do you have?
2.
2?
I'm just going to check and make sure that his story checks out and he's not been making them work. They have their own studies to be doing.
Here they are, says the butler.
That shit, he's back.
The orphans just stare at you. Took you long enough, says one.
Have you not been well taken care of?
We've been taking care of ourselves pretty well.
Wasn't I've taught you well?
Yes, you have. You haven't forgotten a single thing. Learned a few more things.
About that, have they been making you work?
They think they have.
They're gonna know
This is how you raise orphans. Shit.
You got good ones. I don't know. Mine are traitorous bastards.
Well,
They
you
think
like-
that.
I gave mine weapons.
Mine are successful pirates somewhere, probably.
poisoned yours to death.
The house
Only
thinks
like
they're
one of
taking
them.
all these chips back themselves.
Howdy, by the way. I look up to them.
Howdy.
I'm your
Yeah.
Uncle Pimrin.
They're only 11,
Oh.
so they're not too terrible.
I am
They're
way
sitting
too
at
tall, so-
they're sitting at tall chairs at a tall table at the very least.
I mean, they've probably each got a solid foot and a half over me. I would imagine.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Uncle Pimrin.
Hello. Howdy.
What's this one do then?
I'm a fisher.
This one, he
Oh.
catches fish.
Yeah. You've not heard of me?
He's also looking for
No.
Well, I'm
he's also looking for
world
the
renowned.
chosen one. Is there a chosen one been
Yes,
found?
actually,
We
that's
lost
right.
the other chosen one.
You lost the chosen one.
Well-
What have you been getting yourselves up to?
so to speak. Yeah, I suppose. I
got
wasn't
drank.
involved when the children was lost, by the way. That was all that.
He got drunk.
We got in a fight.
He got drunk.
We got in a fight.
That's one thing, that's another.
Instead of staying and fighting, the lizard decided to run away. And
Oh, what
we
are you
ended
doing
up.
that for? He's got his shiny armor, doesn't he?
Well, there's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
shiny about it.
It's a long story, but he ran.
Well, that's
And then we couldn't.
unfortunate.
It wasn't unfortunate.
Right.
Now the fisherman, he's convinced that the chosen one's dead. I'm not sure. I don't know. He just kind of floated away with this other dude and never came back.
Oh, well, I hope he's having a happy life.
Maybe. Okay. Well, I just want to check and make sure that they're
I'm pretty sure
Nah.
he's a horse now.
Yeah.
not making you
Huh.
work.
Yeah.
I
So
wish I was a horse.
You ever got drunk and then you're a horse?
Did he just say he wishes he was a horse? 'Cause
we're gonna go
Yes.
fight this cloud thing with eyes.
Oh, you ever hear all about that? It's up north, right? We're gonna end the world or something. Hasn't happened yet.
We're just gonna poke it in every eye until it doesn't have any more eyes.
Yeah, that's a good way to
The
get
lizard
some-
thinks he can fight it. You know.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want to come with.
I haven't
And
met
if you're-
anything I can't
If
fight.
you're ordering, I suppose we could go.
I'm not ordering. I'm asking. You seem to have a good thing going here, so if you want to stay here and keep doing whatever it is you're doing,
The two
that's
of them
fine.
mutter between each other, and finally the spokesman says, "Yeah, I think we're good right where we are.
Okay. Well, I should be back hopefully quicker than last time.
Have fun stopping the end of the world and all that. Bring us a souvenir, will you, Papa?"
Sure.
Have a good fishing, Uncle Pimrin.
I will, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good fleecing these folk for all their work.
Oh, thank you. You can say anything. They don't believe a word of it.
See, I was gonna give them the tokens I had, but apparently they don't need them.
Yeah, they've got quite a few.
Yeah. Let me just give you some of your old dad's entire fortune of 5 tokens.
Hey. Well, no, most of my stuff stayed on credit here. I only took a few physically with me. I only took 3 gold tokens and 10
We'll own the
silver.
casino eventually.
I can smell the buffet from here, and I think I would rather not be in this place of business for much longer if we.
You sure you don't want to see it for
I'm
yourself?
pretty
Talk to the chefs.
It does smell
I-
pretty
I think
rancid.
I can understand it from here.
Okay.
Pimrin was hoping perhaps to be able to take a little bit of inspiration from here, but
Indeed,
that's
but no.
they're not even remotely on the same level.
I cooked literal skeleton fish earlier, and that is what's disgusting me right now. So.
Yeah, they're not great.
Alright.
I ate it for like 3 weeks solid.
Are you
Wow.
done with your gnome boys?
The gnome boys are nowhere to be seen.
I would not wish that on my worst day.
Do we need to go find the gnome boys for you? No? You're sure?
Well,
What's
while we're saving the crown,
that?
just think of all the gnome boys are saving, or killing them.
They'll thank me eventually.
Are you gonna start this world's first gnome boy hooters?
Ooh. Yes.
The logo's an ostrich.
Nobody knows why.
In a suit, of course.
Yes, in a suit. It feels like maybe it should be penguin.
I'm
but-
sure my kids know where the gnomes hang out.
You go in there and it's
Maybe
just
they
a
can
bunch
bust
of
up their
mushroom
unit.
covered corpses.
Do you want me to set them to that?
No.
You sure?
You
Yes, I'm an
quickly
ostrich. I
join
can't
the
even
pile of
speak.
corpses, and then
Okay.
somebody just walks in and takes your money wearing like a hazmat suit and walks out. That's how
It's
it
an
works.
ostrich.
I'm pecking at the buffet.
Nobody is willing to come within like 30 feet of you because they are terrified of the monstrous beast that you have become.
Are there like those big frog eggs here?
They do not. This is not even the same planet. Which Shakus doesn't
Oh,
really
right,
mean
that was a
much.
different place.
Why do you look legitimately offended in real life that they don't have?
That's just what ostriches
Because
are like.
I wanted to take the frog egg and have it like travel down the ostrich's
I mean,
throat like a back.
they have just peeled, boiled chicken eggs. You can just do that with.
I want to do that. That sounds like
You
it's
start
fun.
swallowing pickled eggs down your ostrich gullet.
Awesome. How many eggs?
There's like
fit in
3
an
dozen.
ostrich?
You can eat 3 dozen because
Okay.
that's how many they have.
I do that. Or until they stop me, whichever comes
No,
first.
none of them stop you. They're too afraid.
I met him, but
You can gain 1d8 temporary HP.
neat.
Actually, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw first.
Excellent.
As an axe beak. It's a physical stat.
That's
What's the
yes. Use the axe
constitution?
beaks. I wonder how that compares to the Pathfinder ostriches.
+1.
That's actually the same as the Pathfinder ostriches.
Yeah, they got 14 strength,
So
12 dex.
5. Anybody
So
want
you
to see a
start choking
sick
after the
ostrich?
17th egg.
Does that negate the temporary HP?
Well, we got to figure out what happens when you're now choking on eggs. First.
So you,
I'm gonna give her the Heimlich by jumping off of horse and elbow dropping the ostrich.
That sounds terrible. How many
Okay.
HP does an ostrich have?
Probably like 3. How many does an XP have?
19, but that's like way more than an ostrich would have.
if we're talking about the cartoonish situation of swallowing it, it's like bigger than the throat. It's like, just
Yes.
massage it back up the throat.
No, I'm trying to kill the ostrich. You won't
Okay.
be choking anymore if you stop
you-
being a fucking bird.
Can you give me medicine roll, please, using strength?
That should go. You're gonna quote book from moments like that.
Wow.
I got a 6.
Well, one of the eggs pops out because eggs down an ostrich's throat use a last in first out sorting algorithm.
Of course.
Why
So-
is your computer screen yellow?
Because I turned on nightlight.
Does it hit anybody?
Yes. Well, make me an attack roll, please.
God. Yeah.
Banjo
Make-
Kazooie.
Make me
This is
a
how food
unarmed
fights
attack roll as an ostrich.
That's strength. What's the
Uh,
ostrich's strength?
Yeah,
Plus
give me dexterity.
By the smell of
Plus
this place,
dexterity.
it's seen quite a few.
Well, I rolled a 15, so whatever
Okay,
you want to do with
you
that.
hit a waiter, and he staggers as the egg splatters against his face, and he drops his tray with the drinks on it. You're still choking.
The drinks are free, by the way, here.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you want
I want to
to
start
have a few
choking the
before we
ostrich
leave.
Well, I think if we're gonna hit the road,
I'm dying.
and just slapping it back and forth.
Can you make me an attack roll,
Well,
please?
yes, but we all know that when the ostrich dies, you just come back as ostrich, so
yeah, we
not
know
terribly
that.
worried
Wow.
about this.
17 eggs in my throat. still.
What's the AC of an ostrich?
11.
You hit the ostrich, breaking its neck, I assume. You deal 9 damage to it. It's still up. Shit. You're still choking. What do you do?
I try to vomit the eggs. I mean, does
Okay.
an ostrich know how to?
Can you give
can
me
an
athletics,
ostrich do
please?
that? Athletics.
Yes. What's the
But
strength
what's
of
the
the next
strength of
beak?
an ostrich?
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
That'd be the best roll you've ever had.
I got a nat 20.
You machine gun vomit the eggs because you suddenly realize how to perfectly control your ostrich muscles.
Something about a Tom and Jerry.
Right at, you know.
You hit the waiter who was just clambering to his feet.
No, I'm choking her from the back because I elbow dropped onto it.
Are you riding the ostrich right now?
So he's aiming the gun.
Not really. I can just stand next to you and be high
Um,
enough to choke you.
So the waiter is going to make a...
This isn't how it normally goes here.
Let's see.
Normally
These
we
two are
just go
just
sit at
peeking
a
in the
table.
corner.
Right.
and
He's
we play
going to
cards.
make a wisdom
I see
saving
people
throw.
over there throw it.
Why?
He gets a
Yeah.
nat 20. He is able to regain his composure, just get back up, and just wipe the egg off his face. It's like, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I will return with your drinks. As
Wow.
he was just violently assaulted by the many eggs that you just shot,
I hope
all of
they-
which hit him.
Well, they probably don't. I was gonna say I hope they pay well here, but
I'm alive.
The tips are pretty good, usually.
I do hear they have a drug problem. Maybe that's part of the tips.
Oh shit, you are...
They have such a drug problem that they mentioned it at the door.
Please don't give drugs to everyone.
Again.
Specifically the waiters.
Oh shit, you are still an ostrich, you are no longer choking.
Do I still have a broken neck? Am I just
Yeah, your neck is pretty broken, but your intense control over your muscles allows
is
you
it
to...
going like this, or is it like?
It's like...
Perfect. Okay.
You got that accordion neck going on.
Wow. That's almost as good as my sheep.
Who broke my legs?
Now they're just like that. You got new legs.
9 landed on you, your legs just broke.
You didn't have to go so hard with that picture, but you did. 9 is a cat boy.
That explains a lot.
No, it doesn't. That wouldn't explain a single thing.
See, he's got magic to make us think he's a lizard. But he's actually a cat.
That is essentially what happened.
At the end of the campaign, we're just going to have to frame this.
I do appreciate that it explains a lot. Really, what would that explain? What single thing?
The tail.
He doesn't have one.
I know.
He doesn't even have ears.
Those are the horn ridges,
Right.
which he probably also doesn't have.
This is about as far away from being a cat as he can come up with.
Just been in disguise this entire time. Disguise self will fall off and he'll just be a little cat boy.
Just a little cat.
He's
actually a
inside
tabaxi.
a suit. Okay.
He's in a lizard meat suit. That's his dark secret. Yes. Catworm 9.
I want to get back on horse while still holding the ostrich and just start trotting out and dragging them away from the buffet. We're leaving.
Are you gonna resist ostrich shit?
No, I've been through a lot.
9 unzips and becomes a cat. And then unzips and becomes a fish. Inside the body.
He betrayed his own kind all this time.
It's fish with a little hammer
Yes,
mustache.
yeah, wakes up from
Fischler.
the dream.
We rewind several levels. And you're back in the tree.
He fell asleep on his horse. On the
I
way
would
to the
watch the
little
adventures
village.
of Fischler and Catboy.
I would absolutely watch that.
Serious campaign.
Yes. Yeah, so we going to kill a god now. That was the plan.
I mean, I guess
Well,
I'd
this is one
rather
of the
sit and play
things.
cards, but apparently Numbnuts over here wants to go try and stab eyes.
Well, I
I dragged the ostrich by the two of you. We're leaving.
Yeah, I'm ready. I
This is
mean,
the ostrich.
my trigger finger's getting really itchy. I want to shoot this thing at somebody.
Okay.
The waiter cringes away.
Also, I heard about really big eyes I can poke, and that just sounds really appealing. Just I get to just stab.
Okay.
Fishing for eyeballs.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for some reason we're going to it instead of waiting for it to come to us. But
Because it would level the entire city.
Pimrin once heard of a fish fry, and he thought it was fishing for eyes.
every
He just really wanted to try
place we
that.
go, the city gets destroyed.
Yeah, we're trying to make that not happen.
He really loves the casino.
Yeah, I think secretly he
doesn't want
does
to,
have this thing for the casino.
Do you think if we go farther inland and we blow this this summoning whistle, we'll get a land giant instead?
Well, that's a possibility. I mean, it might be an entire network of services.
You never
We didn't
know.
ask. He just said he wouldn't go up on that.
It's true.
He might just be really annoyed. Like I told you, I don't do land. Why are you
Well,
like
if we go
this?
like so far inland that he can't hear us.
How the hell did he hear us last time?
We got the whistle.
Sounds propagate through water.
Faster underwater.
We weren't underwater.
He was.
He really sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't.
I'm the master of the water.
Pimrin
I don't know what you're
knows
doing.
quite a lot about water and things that live in it, I would assume, and how to get them up from the water
It's
onto
very
land.
magically conducted.
Okay. So I guess we're going to go find whatever the hell it is he thinks we need to go find.
I'm ready to find whatever it is as well.
You guys going 80 miles north?
Yes. It's time for
We don't have
Road
anything
trip.
else better to do.
It's okay. I have a horse.
You have an horse,
You
yes.
have a plan.
I'm used to walking.
Hit.
Yes,
you haven't
Pimrin
killed a
is.
cloud before.
I mean, we really usually I
He
ride
doesn't
on.
have a plan.
I haven't killed a lot of the
He
things
can't
that I've
get-
been killing.
Okay, if all this thing has to do is like float a few feet off the ground, and he's useless, so I'm useless.
When you started with me, I'm higher up. I'm on a horse. I have at least 5 more feet.
Yeah, normally I have Gory to ride on, but he got left back at the Dix estate. He knows how to fend for himself. That'll be fine. We'll just
Yeah.
go back eventually.
I'll just use the guns.
He's a boar. He
Well, we
can, he can exist
can
in
probably
miles.
just buy horses.
That's true. Too. I don't have any money.
I'm pretty sure if we just show up the way everybody reacts, they'll probably just give us horses so we
That's
go
true.
away.
We did just steal money.
He is real imposing.
It's basically
Yes,
half
he's
of what I
it's
do.
an imposition having him. Yes.
Well, let's
You
find
want to
horses.
walk Ash, or you want to go get horses?
She's an ostrich.
Oh, for God's sake!
Flaps aggressively.
Still being dragged even though we're going down the stairs and out into the
Well,
street.
we probably ought to
Still
get
with a broken
we
leg.
probably ought to get Asha a horse because Asha ain't gonna be able to meet.
Actually, can literally be a horse.
What's the next peak sprinting speed?
50. Slightly less than a
Decent.
horse.
Pathfinder ostriches have 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should switch to Pathfinder then.
This is the feather that breaks the ostrich's back.
I like the idea that the axe beak, a completely
I could fly there
mythical
and just
like
wait for you.
You can't fly as
Mountains.
an
I
ostrich.
can.
and Dungeons
Be a
and
different
Dragons
bird.
type bird with a fucking axe for a beak is weaker than the Pathfinder version of an ostrich because that's how Pathfinder rolls.
Yeah.
So how are you preparing for your 80 miles north?
Is there a horse buying place on our way outside the city?
There is a horse rental place.
Well, while we're
We're
trotting
just
by
taking
that, I
horses.
just let go of the ostrich and keep going.
As long as there's some water on the way, I can keep us fed. We don't need to do that much
Okay.
preparation.
There is a river that runs. I mean, it goes northward for the most part. You'd have to go a little out of your way to be walking alongside it, but
Can
you
make
certainly have
food
access
out
to
of
it.
nothing.
That's
Well,
true
this
too.
is true.
You can also just flutter over it with his bullshit flying ability. Why do you have a boar?
Because Bori's a friend.
Gory's a friend, yeah.
I don't know if I.
Sometimes when you have a boat that would disturb the fish by floating across the water and all that, just fly over it. It's easier.
He does make things a lot easier.
Plus, I can only do it for so long every day, so it kind of is rough.
The horse dwarf asks how long you need the horses for.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a little bit more.
Until we bring him back.
They're not, until we bring them back.
Alright, if you're doing it until you bring it back, have you ever heard of a deposit?
No.
I think Ashit was talking about that system earlier or something like that.
Yeah,
Insurance for,
This is Ashit, the bird here.
Hello,
Yeah.
bird.
yeah.
That's a 9. He's a
I
cat.
know, very strange. It's Susan's at the dry cleaner right now. I'm sure.
If you need, does the bird need a horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
If
Yeah.
you,
Are you
if
sure
you,
you don't want a horse, bird? Okay.
then that'd be 300 pieces of gold deposit,
No.
and alright then I guess
We just need the horses.
And I guess you don't need the horses.
Do I need to take the horses from you?
Maybe if you tell them you know the
Do it.
orphans.
See what happens.
Yeah.
He's just a dwarf. He's actually the most like obese, out of shape dwarf you've ever seen in your life. He doesn't seem even remotely intimidated by the very intimidating bird or the dragon.
How much exercise do you get your horses here?
I get lots of exercise. People always taking them out.
Okay, good. Well, I was
They
just
can
gonna say,
go.
because if they're not getting little exercise, we'd be doing you a bit of service here. You're just getting out for some exercise and hurting your back.
Well, I load them out almost as fast as I can.
Can people
Jesus
bring
just came
them
back
right
this morning.
I'm sure you do load
How
them out
far
as
do they
fast as
go
you
on them
can.
if they're just bringing them right back?
Just rent them for an hour
People
and then
usually-
don't bring them back in an hour.
People usually just take them around town, the countrysides. Usually people who come ashore want to do a little bit of what they call adventuring before they go back out to sea.
Should we just take him with us?
Well, we're on a very important mission from the monster hunters, you see.
Oh, why aren't you with the
Yeah,
monster
show
hunters?
'em- show 'em
Well,
the
that's where
badge.
we're trying to get to. That's why we need the horses.
And you see, well, you've heard what the monster hunters are doing right now, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Well, we're a little separated from the group. We need to catch up. So
Really?
you'd be really helpful.
Sounds like it's definitely worth your money then.
Yeah, well, you see, unfortunately, we can pay you right back once we get to the Monster Hunter main force and get the gold, and then when we return triumphantly, that's when we'll have the funds. But we don't carry much funds on us. It's a matter of security. You see, it's policy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe two of you could sit on one horse then. Maybe
I
the
mean,
bird
that
doesn't
would
need a
work,
horse.
Actually, but
Conversation's starting to get boring.
are you having allergies or something, sir?
I'm trying to act uninterested.
I see.
Have you ever wanted to see a lighthouse, sir?
Not particularly, no.
He lives in a port town.
Doesn't mean there's a lighthouse here.
There isn't a lighthouse, actually.
Excellent.
That seems like dangerous.
Just do it.
Probably, yes. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to take out a key. We can either have the horses, and we'll be happy to pay you when we get back,
He's one.
or I'm going to send you on a trip to go see a lighthouse.
I will give you my entire coin pouch right now as a deposit. You can take the whole thing. We'll be back as soon as we can, triumphantly, with the money from the Monster Hunter main force and all that.
You wouldn't happen to have 300 gold pieces in that coin
No,
pouch, would you?
unfortunately not. But it's a deposit.
Yeah, you see,
Would you like a pair of sapphire earrings?
the sapphire earrings.
I just
He-
happen to have a pair of sapphire ears.
He starts counting on his very sausage-like fingers.
Do we still have that definitely not cursed amulet there from the place? You know, that
Oh,
one.
probably.
Isn't that what we used to hold souls in?
Wait,
You need that.
no, wait, didn't you hold souls
I
in
mean,
the...
but I still have a pair of
the
sapphire
currency
earrings
amulet,
here.
or-
Who'd you steal those from?
Can I,
The elder's house in the village.
if I could confirm the veracity of their sapphiric nature, then I'll be happy to accept those as a deposit.
So,
In addition to 1 gold piece per day per horse, which is the actual cost paid afterward. The deposit, of course, will be returned.
I hand him the earrings and 20 gold.
He examines them carefully.
These must be some really fancy horses. I ain't never heard nobody selling horses this much.
No, it's okay.
Yep. It's certainly something very like sapphire. I'd be happy to take this as deposit. He pockets everything you pushed over. Take your pick. The horses are yours to do with as you require.
Alright. I'll find the smallest one.
There is a pony.
Perfect.
They actually have a lot of ponies for dwarves mostly.
Those more ponies.
The horses all come fully equipped with like tourist gear. They have like very fancy rations. They actually each come with like a pretty low quality telescope, but it's a like single lens telescope. And they look like they're to be trotted out to show that you have a lot of money. There's like gold trimming on the leather, and their hair is like all very fancily groomed. You actually think it's probably very unlikely that they came back after being sent out this morning because they're in such pristine condition at the moment.
Well, that won't last.
They're very fat horses also. You doubt that they get as much exercise as he claimed.
Well,
Shall we go then?
I've got Gory too, so on the
Well, there we
road,
go.
Gory 2, I love that.
You sure you don't want a horse? Okay.
Gory 2, I quite Boogaloo.
I'm just going to take another horse just in case.
Okay.
Well, you need one anyway, right?
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm going to take 3 horses instead of 2. If he protests in the slightest, I'm sending him.
He does not protest in the slightest.
Take up the ostrich, put it on the horse.
Gory 2, Gore harder.
Gories in the house.
No, plus, well, we might need something to put the purple skull on. So, yeah.
These horses are gonna die.
So, do you want to kill the monster hunter dude, or can I?
As long as he dies.
Because I had an agreement with the little bastard when I let him loose that he wasn't going to be a pain in the ass.
Well, I fully intend to shoot him.
Okay.
But so I guess we'll just see who kills him
Who
first.
gets him first?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
So
just
is it
want
who
that.
hits him first or who delivers the last blow?
I mean, I'm with 9 on this as long as he dies. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Forget the cloud with the eyes. We're going after the monster hunter first.
Ooh, we could incapacitate him first and then all deliver the final blow together.
I could just send him to the lighthouse. Then we just kill his sleeping
That works
body.
too, yeah, actually. That would be pretty good. We have plenty of time to work that out as we travel, I suppose.
Okay.
We need to come up with a plan to fight this demigod. Now hang on, there's this other guy we hate.
Well, you can Slayer
It's
doesn't give a
about
shit
the
about the demigod.
We can't let him kill the demigod. He'll take all the glory for it.
Slayer doesn't even know why we're fighting the demigods.
Well, I can't imagine it would be very good for the fish population if the demigods did too much to the...
If the entire world ended.
Yeah, so I kind of have some stake in that.
Okay. Well, off we go. So you just gonna try to
Does
one
the
side?
ostrich have any stake
No.
in the world end?
I was gonna turn into a falcon and fly up.
You
Keep
can.
an eye on it while you guys are traveling toward it and come back and let you know if it does anything besides what it's doing.
It took hours to make that trip before, so you just fly off as a bird and you're like,
There it goes.
we can't keep up with that.
Wasn't that our food source?
Oh wait, no, okay,
Yeah.
an
Well,
ostrich.
no, I can fish.
Throw
on the
them
way.
some good berries,
It's too late now.
then take off.
Different bird.
Bird comes back.
I ate some guys lunch.
Vomits good berries onto the ground aggressively, turns around and flies away.
And it just lands on someone's face and starts puking into their mouth.
Time to feed my babies.
Okay, I can't cast spells as an animal,
That is correct.
but can I good berry regurgitate into somebody's mouth as a
That
bird?
would be casting spells.
But it's
Unless-
so specific.
I know I want to allow it, but there's a specific kind of druid I believe you have to be to be able to do that, where you have to hit a certain
found-
level.
But you
The-
really
yeah, the
want to
17th
allow.
level
You
kind of-
found a
17th
limit
level, yeah,
to
that's
what
right.
you'll allow.
I found a limit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Regurgitating good berries.
you
is the
cannot
limit.
just gain the ability to heal and feed people while an animal.
You're learning.
At certain levels, you start being able to
You-
like, ignore
you-
it.
You foresaw how they would break the game with that.
I
Stopped
feel
it
like
for
he's
once.
lost some of his innocence.
Unfortunately, I've quite lost my edge. So the bird flies away.
It's alright. I
This
can
is
do some
serious.
fishing.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
that'll be alright.
You can do some fishing. You'll just have to make a couple mile detour.
Yeah,
So not even.
I mean, we're what, 2 days out?
Yeah, it's probably more important to keep our strength up like right before we get there, so I can do some fishing.
That's what the beer is.
Yeah, right. See, I can make us some real nutritious meals just beforehand, and we'll be nice and
No skeleton fish.
No, none. I used them all up. No, that's good.
They were a fitting last meal.
They would have eaten the other fish in my pack if I left them there. So
How many fish are you carrying with you?
none right now because the skeleton fish ate them all. They just became more skeleton fish, believe it or not.
Oh, I wish I'd thought of that. That's amazing.
There's fish zombies.
Eventually, the oceans are just filled with schools of skeleton fish waiting for
See-
people to fall in.
That's like a legitimate D&D apocalypse.
I don't even know
How
how
do you solve that though? Do we have to fish up all the skeleton fish to
You
stop them
start
from-
using skeleton fish in making your concrete, so you build your walls with skeleton fish.
You go do an underwater campaign to cure the curse or something. There's a good straightforward way to do this, but no one would ever bother.
Or just be a 17th level wizard and cast wish.
Yeah, that also.
Can't
Just
take over.
level up enough as one class.
Let's just fight goblins until I can wish. Easy. Let's do it.
We can do that.
We don't have to
Or-
fight. We gain 2 levels for like napping on another
Does
planet.
Bard's magical secrets let you get wish earlier than a wizard?
Not earlier, but 18th level. Yeah,
There we go.
just pretty close.
Oh, it's paladins that they get all the good stuff earlier than
Yes.
support
They
paladin.
just steal all the paladin ranger spell.
Yeah. So you guys travel, and you find, unsurprisingly, no travelers on the road to the apocalypse. You just kind of walk. It's actually pretty nice out. It's nice and peaceful for once.
I'm starting to get the idea that horse salesman lied to us.
Yeah,
Why is that?
Well, he said there were so many travelers and renting his horses and all of that, and I'm just starting to get the inkling, just a slight feeling.
Then you want to go back and deal with it.
No, I don't. I'm just saying. It's just occurring to me now.
These horses, by the way, do not seem to love just being forced to march on the road for hours on end. You get the feeling that maybe they're more used to 15, 20 minutes of walking and then stopping while whoever rented them also stops. And then
Horse
going
was
on for a bit longer.
experiencing jock-like superiority over these nerds.
Really is, yes. The horse emanates a smug aura of superiority, not only as a spiritual being, as opposed to these lowly flesh capsules.
Does a Heward's handy spice pouch contain sugar cubes?
That seems like it would make perfect sense to me, yes.
I forgot his bowler hat.
Oh, that really
The horse is
does
a couple
compliment
treats
the
real
outfit.
quick.
He's a
very
mobster
nicely.
now.
This bolsters their spirits.
Excellent.
Now, Bird, as you're flying,
Bird.
you get probably a good 20 miles out when you see 6 snake dragons flying through the air in your general direction. 6 very dramatically armored people sitting on top of them, who you recognize as the monster hunters.
Just flying my way or flying at me?
Flying at the party,
Okay.
or maybe in the direction of the
Only
town.
6 of them.
Are they flying faster than I'm capable of flying?
At the moment, they're going like probably 30 feet around, so no,
Well,
they're
that
not
didn't
currently
take
flying
long.
faster.
Turn around, get back.
So after I don't remember what we figured out your flying speed would be. Not
50.
terribly long.
We're figuring out that I can make the entire trip in 5 hours, there and back.
Okay, so you'll get back after like
It won't be long at all.
no, not long at
How
all.
would you find us? I guess we wouldn't be
Because you
going
guys are
far.
walking
The only
along the
people
road.
riding fat
Along
horses.
the river, especially, I think. was-
Yeah, I guess if you guys had gotten,
There's no
you would
like
have
tree
probably
coverage or
communicated.
anything that would stop it.
I mean, what, were you like a bird of prey?
I have
Pretty good
falcon
missile.
eyes.
Yeah.
You do have falcon eyes. Yeah, you'd be able to find them. Unless they were stealthing, then I'd ask you to make it.
We're
check for
not.
it, but no. A bunch of
I'll probably
a bunch of
stand on
fat,
just fishing in the
terrible
river.
ex-survival horses, probably braying like donkeys in their complaining at being forced to go actually adventuring. It's very easy. They're, yes, you find them.
Okay.
I like that you had to stop yourself from going several more sentences about how fat these horses are.
Yeah. So you.
I'm bird.
Every
You
time,
unheard.
every time the description gets a little fatter.
Yes.
How many were there?
It's just
6 of them.
with sugar.
And on y'all, I have to go get the thesaurus. I ran out of words for fat.
The monster hunters are not all dead.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, 'cause we're planning on killing.
Okay, well there's 6 of them headed this way.
Oh, good.
Is that all they
Some
said?
excitement. I was hoping.
They're flying this way.
God, I hope. That's almost insulting. They're only sending 6 of these people.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen any of those
Unless that's
flying
the
around
only
the
6 that are
cloud.
left and they're just running.
You did not previously, no.
Possibility, yeah.
Was the guy we hate with them?
Oh,
The guy you hate was
Was he
The one
left
guy.
the old. You're just one guy. Just one guy. Yeah, he was.
We don't
he
have
was at
anything
the head
against
of
the
them.
other ones.
His hat was slightly taller than theirs.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
I presume he's planning on using some bullshit magical artifact on us.
I would assume so.
And everyone else is just following orders.
Did he look like he was carrying a bullshit magical item at the ready?
He looked like he was holding reins. So
It was
no.
like this.
He looked pretty bored actually, but you couldn't really tell because he had a full helmet covering his face.
Well, regardless, I doubt he's expecting alien guns.
Yeah.
I forget, did you get me a horse?
I have
Yeah.
a couple
Okay.
new tricks
On
up
horse,
my
I'm out of
sleeve
animals.
last time.
Yeah, that's why I brought an extra horse. Because I figured, in spite of you telling me, no, we want the horse somewhere.
Can you rest on horseback?
As a human, you personally couldn't.
Well, if they're coming to us anyway, we may as well just stop and get ready for them. Because we're going to have to deal with this before we go.
Were they going to the town or us?
They were heading
This
in the
way.
general direction of the town.
Maybe we can pick him off.
If you turn into a snake, you could just drape the snake over the horse and you could rest on the horse.
What if we just
That's true.
hide and then just start firing from a bush while they fly by?
The ostrich could pretend to be a bush.
No.
Yeah. It was in the thing.
It was in Pathfinder.
I'm willing to extend that to
We are working
ostriches
with
in D&D.
Pathfinder ostrich.
Why?
One step luck at a time.
You do that cloud thing that you do.
Its armor class
And
is
as it flies,
47.
if the guy flies by,
What
it's
is
just him
that?
with a lightning bolt.
The ordinary house cat
There's
is
6 of them.
CR18.
We only care about the one.
Oh,
Because that's what the adventure path said you
yeah.
guys are.
I mean, they might just go around the very obvious circular
Well,
storm.
no, but by the time they're coming, you're just going to pop the thing. That thing's huge.
I've heard worse plans.
And just zap him out of
They'll
the sky.
think the cloud has found them.
Or you could, there's something you could do to like cause the snake thing to fall asleep and then you just fall out of the sky. We could laugh
That I
like
know
that.
of. How long do I anticipate they'll take to get here at their current speed? Is it more than an hour?
Ah, yes.
Or less
the
than an hour.
physicist.
God,
So they're going
this is a math word problem here.
30 feet for 6 seconds,
How many apples are they going through?
300 feet a minute,
If Group
and you're
A
20 miles away.
is from town.
Quick, George, do math.
I'm not doing the math for him. He's the DM.
That's entirely fair.
This is his decision.
That's harsh.
See,
Bearing in mind that this one was also flying towards us, so
I just make really rough estimates and decide that they're correct now.
Yeah.
If the train left St. Louis
this
going
airship
20
can
miles
go
an hour,
300 miles tonight. Good. As long as I remember that in the future.
I'm just gonna pull into the nearest bush.
You think it'll take them less than half an hour to get here?
Everybody hide. And when they come by, we're gonna jump out, surprise with weapons.
but yeah, if you can just take that snake thing he's out that he's flying on, then he's gonna fall.
Now they were, flying through the air, like above the trees.
Well, that's not a problem for me.
9 could take horse up into the tree, I guess. If you really felt like it.
This is going to be Anime Bondage Part 2. Pull your horse up into the tree.
I don't have time.
You guys are also like off the main road, and they were like following the main road.
Give us
Just
pass without trace, we'll all stealth, and then we'll surprise them right in their mounts.
okay. I can pass without a trace, everybody, including the fat horses.
How many people are? Is it 12 people you
I
can
thought it
do
was
passengers?
10.
And that.
Any creature within 30 feet of you of your choice.
Okay.
Oh, I thought there was one at
And what are the specific mechanical?
Plus 10 to stealth.
Plus 10 to
That's
stealth.
where I got the 10 from.
All right. Are you guys going to stay right where you are, or are you going to move to another location?
Wherever gives us Heidi ability.
Well, you're in the middle of the forest. There's
Yeah.
a lot of like ground cover. There's trees.
Yeah,
Well,
just
but should we head toward the road if they're coming down the road? They're following the road.
I think we should, get
Assuming
close
they
to
don't
them.
make any turns, can I lead them to a place where their trajectory would be
Um,
crossing?
like if you do,
As
you
best I know.
Ashit think that you could? Yes.
Okay.
How
Great.
soon were we going to cross paths? again?
Less than half an hour, you think?
Okay.
Ashit, before they reach like vaguely the
I'm gonna.
slice of place where you are.
Well, if it's clear to me that they were following the road, then I can just say they're following the road.
Right.
I'm gonna pull out one of my new tricks then,
Yep.
and I'm gonna summon Fae.
Okay.
I don't know what that looks like in this world. But,
Right.
Flying fish.
I mean, that'd be sick. We don't.
All right. So, what are the rules of summon Fae?
It's one of those multiple
Yep.
possible. There's just different moves
Yeah.
for the Fae or the different types there. That's really the main differences.
Okay.
Yeah, so formatting is not great yet, but
You call forth the Fae Spirit. It manifests in unoccupied space. It uses the Fae Spirit stat block. Choose a mood: fuming, mirthful, or tricksy. The creature resembles a Fae creature of your choice, marked by the chosen mood, which determines one of the traits in its stat block.
yeah, it's the teleport
Alright.
ability that it seems to affect.
So it's your connection with the Fae is with that fish. So it is going to be a fish that flies through the air.
Perfect.
And you basically have as much control as you want over how it's what it will appear as, based on that.
I'm gonna give everybody AIDS.
That seems
You're
like
not
a terrible
Asha.
spell.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm going to give everybody a treat as well that I
Okay.
cooked during the last long rest, which gives everybody 4 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Neat.
That increased everybody's health by 5, which isn't temporary HP.
No, it's max, yeah.
Nice.
You just also have 5 more max HP and HP.
So that fish I'm going to summon is going to be like rainbow scaled. I think
Okay.
it was this mood. Bonfire 05. Sweet.
Are you guys doing any more preparations?
I believe I also have another ranger feature, and double check on real quick. So I think I can like roll a die and give myself even like replace
Yeah.
those hit points with or I can feed them with treats. I
Okay.
think I have enough for me, and then I can use the ranger feature to. I think I have it. So
I don't want your treat. I already have plus 8 HP. Your treat would be less.
Oh, it's temp HP. Oh, do you have 8 temp
I-
HP from something else? Or?
It was. Yeah, he had temp HP from eating
Yes.
something earlier.
I could do 1d8 plus 5 as an action, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
6. Excellent.
Right. Because my giving everybody temporary HP kind of like nerfs that feature of your treat, I'll say you can also do a treat for yourself and just add it to that feature
Oh.
that you just did. So
Sweet.
add another 4 to it.
Another 4.
And I'll try to remember next time that I said that now.
I'll try to remember as well. Thank you. So I can eat a treat and do a charge of tireless. I'll mark off those treats as well.
As for that, a trace is going to disappear when I cast Storm Cloud.
That's okay. We won't need it anymore.
You'll have already
Just
hit it.
saying.
Yep. Alright, I'm good then.
Alright, so
After we go boo.
whereabouts-ish are you guys hiding? Like, you went to about the road, right, where you think they're gonna cross over. Like, vertically speaking, are you guys literally just like crouching in the bushes? Is Himrin going to go any higher because he can fly? Is Ashik
High
gonna...
up where they fly.
They were probably like 20 feet up in the air.
Oh, well, hell, then no. Slayer's just gonna stay on the ground.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the ground. I don't want to fall out of a tree.
Okay.
I would fall out of a tree.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get ready to start flying up to them as soon as they're
Okay.
close. Just in a tree somewhere.
Are you staying on your fat horse?
No, I gotta be on the ground so I can shoot this damn fool out of the sky.
Alright. Then at about the time Ashit thought that they would appear, they go sailing overhead. They do not seem to notice any of you. What do you do?
Let's go. Let's go.
Attack.
Alright, well, Storm Cloud right above their head and hit them with the lightning bolt.
You stormcloud above their head,
We
the
suddenly
lightning
pop
bolt
into
comes
view.
crashing down, and we're
I'm
going to
just
start...
specifically on the dude with the big hat.
Yes. And we're going to start that next session.
That's terrible.
Stop at the most dramatic... The second most dramatic moment possible, because the most dramatic would be to just let you freaking hit the guy now.
Well, you got 9 minutes.
He looks up to see the lightning bolt arms like that. Because that's dramatic.
His hat shouldn't have been taller than everybody else's. That'll teach him a lesson.
There's a freeze frame, fades to black, credits.
Yeah, this is me. You may be wondering how I got into this situation.
He doesn't realize there's a Glock bullet